Hi, my name's Don, and I keep tropical fish, but my story's a little bit different from probably most of you. I've had tropical fish. I started very young. In 1987, I had 30 tanks, and I was breeding Cory cats as fast as my wholesaler could sell them. I took a job that was going to require me to move many times. In fact, in the 41 years we've been married, we've moved 26 times. Now, I don't know about you, but breaking down 30 tanks every 6 months to 18 months, 12 months, one time 36 months in the same place, that just didn't sound like fun. So I left the hobby. At Christmas of 2014, I had been retired for a little while, and I have some health issues that leave me more or less housebound. And my wife and daughter bought me a 125-gallon aquarium for Christmas. A little over a year ago right now. It's set up right behind me. Since then, I added a 55-gallon and 2 more 55 gallons and another 55 gallon and a 20 gallon and a 10 gallon, and I'm about to add a 29 gallon, and I got a 45 gallon it's waiting to be set up, and I got a 50 gallon that's waiting to be set up, and I got another 10 gallon waiting to be set up. Most of these have come from people that have just given them to me. And as the old hobbyist says, how many fish tanks does one man need? Well, the answer is one more. So right now some are waiting because my wife said no more. Sometimes I feel a little bit like Rip Van Winkle. You know, some of the guys that have been keeping fish for 50, 60, 70 years probably know a whole lot more than I do. But I stopped keeping tropical fish in 1987, and I started up again basically January of 2015. That's 30 years, and the industry has changed dramatically. And I still do a lot of things the old way. It works for me. It's what I know. I enjoy some of the new stuff, and I've watched the guys on YouTube. I love hearing them share about how they do things and so forth and so on. And maybe I'll talk about some of my favorite YouTubers in another video. But there's many aspects of the hobby that I really enjoy, the new technology and new approaches. You know, names have changed since when I was keeping them. I've forgotten a lot of what I knew. Back then you had magazines and books and other hobbyists. I was one of the early, not founder, but one of the very early members of the Greater Portland Aquarium Society in Portland, Oregon. I learned a lot there. And to this day, I joined the Colorado Aquarium Society down in Denver. I drive 125 miles one way once a month to go to the meetings, and I find it very beneficial. And then again, I'll talk about that in a video sometime. I don't intend to become a YouTube major fish source. There's plenty of guys out there that do a great job at it. I like watching them. But a couple of them have encouraged me to set up my own YouTube channel because I offer tips to them on, well, in the old days, this is how we did it. And sometimes they like my tips because in the old days, we didn't have all the technology you have, and frankly, early in my youth, I didn't have a local fish store, period. The nearest fish store was over 200 miles away. And, you know, it's hard to get mom and dad to drive 400 miles round trip to buy a fish. I don't know what's up with that. I'd do it. So I did things on the cheap because I didn't have a lot of choice and I didn't have a lot of options. There was no real mail order options. I mean, you could find some in the back of the magazines, but you know, it's hard to order when you can't see much. The internet makes it so much easier. And I'm one of these guys, speaking of old school, I like to see and touch, so to speak. I like to go to the local fish shop. I like to get to know the people that work there, especially the owners, and they get to know what I have, and then they can speak intelligently about my needs. So that's my old school. So what I plan to do is offer some tips now and then. Don't promise how often. 2, 3, 4 a month maybe. At least for a while, and then we'll see what happens. I'll throw up some videos of my fish. And then we'll see what happens. As they say, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe. If you don't, oh well, I'm apologizing. If you got questions, ask. I'll be happy to answer. I'm easy to reach because can't go nowhere hardly at all. So I'm on the computer a lot. And that's where you're about to see. Oh wait, you're already seeing it. Never mind. Bye.